I've been inspired by my trip recently to Chicago, so I've made my version of Italian steak sandwich. No doubt on today's video has everything to do about an inspiration from Chicago. I'm not going to sit here and make it like Chicago beef, right? That's not really my wheelhouse, and I don't want to disrespect. However, we had a chance to eat at Lou Malnati's pizza place. And 20-something years ago, we ate at another one called...
Giardineira's.
Okay. So when we ate at Lou's, I'm more of like a thin crust fan myself, and we had one with giardineira and hot honey, and it happened to be one of the best pizzas I've ever had. At the time, I rated it like top 5. I really didn't know what to say, but the more I think about it, I don't know if there's a pizza out there that is better than that, for my personal preference. Each to their own. So I happen to love inspiration from different areas, right? If you guys follow me along, every time we travel somewhere, I try to incorporate something that I found there. So today is all about that. Today we're gonna do like a, how would you call it? Like a steak smash, breaded, fried, simmered tomato sauce, and then the giardineira and hot honey on a sandwich. To get started, the tomato sauce is gonna take a while. I'm gonna take my stab at a fresh style tomato sauce, nothing jarred today. I have some garlic, a little bit of onion, and some sweet peppers, okay? All this is gonna get roasted in the oven at 350 degrees. Ooh. To that, just a touch of salt, not much. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It seems to become more popular, especially in like tourist destinations. You go in there and they have like tons of vinegars and oils that are infused. So this is like a roasted garlic infused oil that we bought from one of those places. I just thought it'd be a good place to use it. If not, regular olive oil would be fine. Next on the list, we're gonna make a dredge for our steak. I'm sure they want to use Italian breadcrumbs, but we like these saltines when we dredge something. Just gives a little extra crunch. And enough flour to dredge, just eyeballing it, probably like 50-50. Spice that, it's got a little jalapeno in there, that'll work well. We got the mild giardineira, so if we got the spicy, this will kind of like help that out. Just give that a mix, set that to the side. We're gonna crack about 2 eggs. Next up, the giardineira mix. Like I said, they have spicy and they have mild. Pick either one you want. So I'm gonna try to strain as much as possible. So you got like a pearl onion, cauliflower, celery, and carrots. The one thing that I did notice is majority of the giardineiras we had were heavy on celery. Could be because of the cost of vegetables, but we did notice that. And to that, we're just gonna give it a rough chop so that way we can put this over our sandwich. Next up, fire roasted tomatoes. I just thought the flavor just seemed like super robust. In the blender it goes. Oh yeah, and just like that, some absolutely beautiful tomatoes. Peppers cooked, the garlic's cooked down. Looking good. All right, in a skillet it goes. Add that fire roasted tomato sauce. Blend it up right there. All right, before this starts to reduce, I'm just going to come back in here and pop those tomatoes. I don't mind it chunky. Listen, at this point, if you guys wanted to blend it again and make a pure sauce, absolutely. I kind of tend towards the chunky style myself. That's what I'm doing. At this point, definitely it's a personal preference. I'm actually not going to add any herbs. I like the brightness, the acidity, the full punch that it gives. And I don't want to mask it with like the basil, oregano, or even sugar. I think it's it's exactly where I would want it. So tomato paste, I actually do this quite often. Freeze it, little Ziploc bag, and then when you want some, you can just, it's been sitting out a little bit too long, but I actually plan on using quite a bit. Little discs, and then that way your little can, once you open it up, you don't have to throw it away or anything like that. If this was still frozen and I would have timed it right, I would just zip it back up and throw it back in the freezer, and it'd be good to go the next time. And what we have here are some fantastic looking strips. They have actually been trimmed thin for us, but I do want it a little bit thinner. Ribeye, strip, sirloin, anything that's gonna be a tender meat that doesn't take long to cook, right? You don't want it like a tough meat. Chuck roast might have to simmer for a long time, and that's not what we're looking for, right? I've just got a meat mallet. It's got a flat side and an aggressive side. All right, that one's done. I'm gonna work on the next 3, but you guys don't need to see that. Smash that. I know it sounds crazy. We're working with beef. This has beef notes. So I'm not gonna go heavy on it. Just a light dusting. Remember, we got spice that in the mix. Just like that. And that's gonna be ready for the dredge. Now that right there already looks like a good sandwich.
Mm-hmm. I know. Put that on the grill.
You guys know the drill. Dry, wet, and back to the dry. I'm gonna get the rest of these knocked out and then on to the griddle. The Bighorn infrared steak grill has the ability to cook at 1500 degrees and it gets heated up in about 3 to 5 minutes. You're talking about restaurant quality steaks in no time at all. Big thick ribeyes, big strip, big sirloin. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to that Bighorn infrared steak grill. But it's more than just a steak grill. It's literally become my favorite way to cook a steak. Super fast, super easy, especially for the weeknights when you don't fire up a charcoal or gas or pellet grill. And the thing about it is, it's kind of addicting. You keep cooking more and more stuff in it. You render all that natural tallow out of it, and you come back over it, and that is literally fresh tallow. We made a homemade naan with lamb kebabs, a little tomato, cucumber, and onion with a little feta and tzatziki, and that, my friends, looks fantastic. About 750 degrees for the pizza stone attachment. Nice dusting of flour and fresh naan. So the goal is not only can this cook it from the bottom, it can cook it from the top as well. So traditionally with a dough like this, you would slap it in one of those really hot ovens. It kind of elongates itself and it's cooked super hot. So it cooks from the outside or the bottom and the top as well. So that's what we're trying to replicate here. Now that the butter's melted all over top of it, we're gonna do it a different way. This is the star of the show, which is exactly why I came up with this idea. We got lamb kebabs. It's a sirloin with some onions. And we got the fat side out. That's gonna be the first thing that hits that infrared steak grill. And let me show you. As this cooks, that fat is gonna render. And as the fat renders, we're gonna be baking one of those naans inside of here. And that's gonna be the flavoring that flavors the naan. And then we're gonna top it.
We got a little flour on your nose. Wipe that off.
Hey, this is a real cooking show around here. Good thing about naan, you don't have to be perfect. Which you guys know, my dough making skills is far from perfect. Yeah, see how that fat renders down? Look at this. Nice char on that fat first. Just a couple more seconds. Ooh, look at that dough. Look at that dough.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, these skewers are going to be extremely hot, right? Even though this is infrared down straight, you still got to be careful about the stuff that comes out. I mean, that is... Pillowy.
Ooh. This is amazing, by the way. Can you see how soft and beautiful that is?
Now let me show you really quick while this stuff's super hot. Take a little balsamic glaze. You can do the same thing with beef. You can do beef kebabs. It doesn't even take long at all. Not long at all. All that fat is cooked on that hearth long enough. And to finish your hard work off, the kebab, little tzatziki, little fresh cucumber, tomato, and onion salad. Top mine off with a little feta from the Bighorn infrared grill. And I mentioned several times it's dishwasher safe. I honestly typically just do it by hand because it's a lot faster. Griddle's on low, medium, and medium. We'll do that shallow fry, right? This is all about like the idea now of like a country fried steak. See right here, our sauce is just absolutely, I don't know. That's a dang good sauce right there. Fresh ingredients, can't go wrong with that. We need to add some oil.
It's frozen.
People are like, how cold is it really? You're making all this stuff up. It's cold. Griddle's running downhill, so we're just gonna let it do its thing. It's gonna pull right up here on the backside, which is fine. Just funnel that grease right back in, right? So it gets warm here, comes down, does the frying, just like a circle. Of course, if I had the Chicago style rolls, I would do it, but this will do us just fine. I'm gonna go all the way through. Okay, it's a big sandwich. Maybe like a French loaf would work well. Something that's got a little meat on it. All right, after your steaks are done cooking, right into that sauce. You guys hear me out now. You trusted me this far. I actually think there's an Italian word for this. And as much as I try to look it up, maybe a steak pizzoli, I don't really know. I couldn't really find the right terminology to even type into good old search. But you guys get the idea. So if you guys can correct me, please do. While that steak's simmering, we're going to turn on the bighorn. Now remember, 3 to 5 minutes, that's all it needs, and that's on high. So we're going to adjust it down to low. We don't need to have that intense heat. The one thing I've noticed over the months of using this is the lack of propane that it uses, because it heats up so incredibly fast and it takes so little time for your food to cook that it's done in seconds. So you're using very little resources when it comes to this. So fresh shaved Parmesan. Bob, this is for you. And like so many times, this is exactly why I said this is a griddle's best friend. This is something a griddle cannot do, is that top heat. I'm gonna put in there pretty low because I want this to be able to melt pretty slowly. And it's on low. Throw those in there, the tops, so they get a little warm. All right, take those tops of the buns. Remember that crunchy giardineira? Come back over and top it with that hot honey. And there's my twist on my inspiration from Chicago. I don't know about you, but as you can imagine, my mouth. Now, before I cut into this, you guys need to comment. Does somebody serve this? Is this a thing? Did we just create something? That'd be pretty neat if we did. However, I doubt it. You guys make incredible food. We loved our trip up there. Let's just see here. What do you think? What do we think?
Looks good. Looks good.
Don't tell nobody. They'll all be doing it. A little extra for dippage. Almost like a au jus, but with like tomato sauce.
Ooh.
Oh, dumb. Woo! Dang, that's good. Holy smokes.
You even want to share a bite? Hey.
Good.
I get a little extra.
And the sauce is hot.
Yeah, I see it steaming.
Yeah, so just give it a second. I'll hold it for you. Just give it a second.
It's probably steaming extra since
it's all over my mouth, which is fine. We're going to finish the video like that. Flat out fantastic. The beef is tender. The bread holds up well. I was lucky on that one. The dipping the beef in the sauce, home run. I mean, this is, the giardineira is crunchy. The hot honey, I think I would like it with a hot giardineira. Go ahead. Now, just to warn you, you don't have to bite through the steak. While you're chewing, that gives me an opportunity to take another bite. And hat's cooking and everything else.
Top 5 sandwiches we've ever made, maybe?
Good.
Let me have another bite.
Where has this been?
I think pounding the steak thin, it's not hard to bite at all. And then using the other side of the meat mallet.
You're going to talk or eat? Looks like you're trying to do both.
It's not hard to bite at all.
This is what griddle cooking is all about. I know a lot of you guys don't come out with every single ingredient and cook every single thing outside. You do a lot of prep inside, which is what we did today, which is why, we want to continue doing it like this. It's extremely cold outside for us and going back and forth. I was like, let's just prep a lot of stuff inside and we'll finish it outside. And this is what griddle cooking is really about. The star of the show, the bighorn, this is what I've been preaching since day one. I wish a griddle had somehow had that top end heat. I found it. I could not stress it enough. Plenty of people have reached out, said they bought it and they couldn't be happier. Playing around with it still, getting adjusted to it just like I do, but it just performs. Like, it just gives you everything that you need to have an outdoor experience that just goes above and beyond. So all that being said, you guys make sure you check out the link below. Bighorn is doing an incredible offer and it's absolutely perfect for the holidays coming up. Might not fit in a stocking, but it packs a powerful punch when it comes to cooking. I highly recommend it. My trip to Chicago was incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed this rendition of a steak sandwich. If you guys make it, share it with us on one of our socials, because this is what it is all. I'd love for you guys to make it.
Good.
I'd love for you guys to make it because you're not gonna be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace.
Give me another bite. Give me that bite right there.
Share it on Instagram. You can tag us. Share it on Facebook. You can tag us. You guys know what to do.
Winner.
Winner steak sandwich dinner.